Well, we are live. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville, the sister radio station. Welcome to another week of Ohio high school football here at beautiful Field of Dreams, the East Clinton Astros 2 and 3 hosting the Blanchester Wildcats, who are 4 and 1 on senior night at East Clinton. All the seniors announced, the players, the cheerleaders, the band members, anyone else who signed up to be announced were announced. Great job by the PA announcer up here to give the kids their just due. I'm Tony Mancuso, your play-by-play person for tonight here at what I call Field of Dreams, because that's what it looks like, folks. If you've never been here, this is James Earl Jones and Ray Liotta. James Earl going into Cornfield and Ray Liotta coming out. It's a beautiful place. And we're live again October 2, 2020, week 6 of the high school football season. And let me bring in our color man, an analyst, expert analyst, state champion, high school quarterback for West Jefferson, won the state, college quarterback for Muskingum, coach, follower of all things good in high school, Jeff Merklin. Welcome to CampusNation.net and East Clinton High School.
Thanks, Tony. It's been an interesting week. A lot going on in the football scene this week. It's great to be here. And again, I second your comment on how beautiful this setting is. For all the places we've been, I don't remember a league that has such beautiful facilities as the SBAAC.
Well, this place here is a little more, what would I say, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field type of feel to it. It's certainly high school football in the county at its finest. And tonight's matchup between Blanchester and East Clinton figures to be a good one. Blanchester 4 and 1 coming in. Jeff, tell us a little bit about the Blanchester Wildcats.
Okay, Tony. Blanchester, in addition to being 4 and 1 overall, they're 3 and 1 in the league, which is the SBAAC National Division. They sit in second place behind Bethel Tate, and that is the only team that's beaten them this year. Last week, Bethel Tate beat Blanchester 25-16. I'm sorry, that's week 4. And they're coached by John Mulvihill, who's in his second season as head coach. It's his 12th overall at his alma mater. Coach Mulvihill played for Blanchester, went on to be an extremely good college player at Wittenberg, and then came back to his alma mater. Next week, like I told you, Tony, there's been a lot going on with regard to seeding, playoffs, and looks like we've got the national anthem coming up here.
Waiting on the national anthem here at East Clinton High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem performed by East Clinton Band led by Sam May.
Nice rendition by the East Clinton band. You were telling us about the Blanchester Wildcats. Jack, go ahead.
All right. Again, this week the seedings were made for the playoffs, and with regard to Blanchester having a good record, they were able to obtain a bye in the Division 5 playoffs. They will then play the winner of East Clinton and Madison Plains next week. So you could have these teams playing each other in 2 weeks in a rematch. Offensively, Tony, Blanchester goes as quarterback Braden Sipple goes. The senior, he's number 2 out there. He's 6'4", and they do operate out of the spread, which we see quite often anymore in high schools. Sipple's third in the SBAAC passing. He's 87 for 167. That's 52.1%, 1,105 yards, and an extremely good touchdown to interception ratio of 14-2. He's also the he's the second leading rusher. He's had 27 attempts for 151 yards, which is a very good 5.6 average and 1 touchdown. The primary running back for Blanchester is Gage Houston. He's a senior running back, 5'9", 170 pounds. He's had 54 carries for 185 yards, 3.4 yards a carry, and he's got 5 touchdowns. So I think he's who you should expect to see down near the goal line. Sipple distributes the ball really evenly, Tony. There are 5 receivers on Blanchester with at least 13 catches. They're led by number 8, Trenton Zaka, I believe is how it's pronounced. He's a 5'10 senior. He's got 18 catches, 222 yards, 12.3 average, and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, look for number 6, Colt Conover, and a number 23 senior defensive back, Blake Richard. East Clinton, Tony, as you mentioned, they come in 2-3. They are 2-2 in the SBAAC National. They sit in 4th place, 2 spots behind Blanchester. And East Clinton, again, is coached by Steve Olds, his 2nd season. He's 6-9 at East Clinton. And as we mentioned earlier, their playoff matchup is at Madison Plains next week, with the winner getting Blanchester. We've seen Jared Smith at quarterback a couple times this year, Tony, and he's a very good young quarterback, a junior. He's 28 for 80 through the air, 35%, 407 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He's also ran the ball for 172 yards and 2 more scores. Their primary runner is a freshman, number 24, Glenn Peacock. So far, Glenn has 245 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. And their primary wide receiver is Branson Smith. He's a senior, number 3, 18 catches for 295 yards, 16.4 yards a catch, and 3 touchdowns. The top players on defense, which they primarily will, at least in the past, they've shown a 5-3 with a walkout when against the spread offense, and sometimes they'll jump into a 6-2. Their top players on defense is Philip Davis. He's a 6'1", 230-pound linebacker defensive end. He's got 6.5 sacks, which leads the SBAAC. And Branson Smith has 4 interceptions. He's tied for the SBAAC in the East Clinton defensive backfield. I think the key tonight, Tony, for East Clinton is to get their offense going. They're averaging only 184 yards a game on offense. As far as Blanchester, it's providing time for Mr. Sipple.
Blanchester's made their way out to the field and to their sidelines, which is the far sideline from where our vantage point is. East Clinton's about to come out and break through the banner that reads Senior Night under the stadium. Not sure exactly what that means, but maybe we can get an interpretation of what under the stadium might mean. Tonight, all kinds of sponsors as usual: Sam Meats, Tin Cap, Collette Farms, and John Roberts Excavating. Jeff, tell us about Sam's Meats.
Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street, and support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals, and they're made and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Sam's is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
Let's reintroduce the crew here. This is campusnation.com, not this other phony thing that you might have heard about or been led to log on to. It's campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso with the play-by-play. State champion high school quarterback Jeff Merklin, college quarterback on the color. Joe Holdren on the main camera, Dean Thompson in the end zone camera as usual, Sidney Phillips running all the wiring and the electricity, and the one who's leading us to the correct website, which is campusnation.com, not the other one that seems like they're trying to divert or steal the signal. The opening kickoff is moments away. East Clinton will be receiving the kickoff as the Blanchester Wildcats kick off from their 40, and we are underway with the rolling kickoff, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. So the game starts with a kickoff out of bounds. I thought I'd seen the last of that with the NFL's Randy Bullock, who gets paid to kick balls in bounds, but it didn't happen, Jeff. We made fun of that last week, and sure enough, a few days later, it came back to haunt us.
It was not fun to see.
What a premonition. We spent 10 minutes mocking the Bengals kickers of the history and how kickoffs out of bounds change momentum. Sure enough, before the half of an NFL game, not high school, the kick went out of bounds and the Eagles go down and score a key touchdown. Oh well. East Clinton on first down from their own 35-yard line. Smith in the shotgun. Takes the snap and hands it off up the middle. Glenn Peacock with the carry. One of the great things about being here at East Clinton, this is the Hall of Fame of spotters. Remember that? These guys are the best spotters in the whole state of Ohio. They're laughing, but it's true. They know who makes the tackle before it's even done. That's how good they are. They get it right. They get it right beforehand.
And that's very important when you're broadcasting a ball game,
Yes.
Tony.
Now these numbers are going to be easier to read tonight because the East Clinton Astros are about as scarlet and gray Ohio State as you could possibly be, as you can tell by the broadcast. They're moving right to left on our screen. Blanchester in the white uniform trimmed with blue. Who do they look like, Jeff?
Kentucky.
Yeah, there you go. Or the Titans of the NFL. There's a handoff to Peacock on second down, and he is stacked up and brought down by number 21, Gage Houston.
Short loss on the play, bring up a third and long.
So now we're at third down and about 9 on the opening drive here at the Field of Dreams, East Clinton High School. No score, just underway. CampusNation.com, the real website, YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Glad to be with you folks on another Friday night of Ohio high school football. Doesn't get any better than that. There's Smith in the shotgun looking back, throws a ball kind of wobbly up in the air that's batted down and incomplete, intended for his brother, Jeff. Is Branson Smith older brother?
I'm not sure. Is that the case?
That's what they say.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, no wonder they have a good combination out there. Branson, again, he's got 16.4 yards a catch, and he leads the team in receptions.
That ball seemed like it slipped out of Jared's hands.
Yeah.
And
that happens when you kind of also turn your wrist like a curveball in baseball. Yeah, and then if you don't keep your wrist facing out at the end of the throw, it'll do that.
Interesting. Blanchester on defense on fourth down had no kick returner back. Interesting. I wonder why they're doing that, Jeff. There is no deep person for the Blanchester Wildcats.
Well,
Don't know if I've ever seen that.
I don't know that I've ever seen it either, unless they don't look like they really have a block on.
You're not going to get much of a punt return, I wouldn't think, but there's the kick that, of course, rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls, and there's nobody back there. Down at about the 29-yard line. Interesting. I wonder what strategy would be that you have no returner.
That you've got me on that one. The
Right.
first drive of the game.
We'll see if that's a trend that continues.
It might be that their punt returner is injured or something, and the coach just doesn't want to take a chance with an inexperienced player back there.
Well, Blanchester takes over for their first drive. 1st and 10 from about the 27-yard line. The center, under the COVID rules, brings the ball to the spot. Quarterback Braden Sipple, a big kid, isn't he, Jeff?
6'4", 175.
So there's a handoff into the line on 1st down. Gage Houston with the carry. Gets about a yard or two. Going to be 2nd and 8. Blanchester going left to right in the University of Kentucky / Tennessee Titans looking jerseys against the scarlet and gray of the Ohio State East Clinton Astros. Look on senior night at East Clinton High School. Hard to believe another senior class is done with their football season, Jeff.
Sad night for most seniors.
Yeah, I know. A lot of them look like they were kind of in tears or lamenting the evening. There's Sipple back to pass, guns the ball to number 8. We're going to say Trenton Zika, but we're going to listen. Shikey. How about that?
Shikey, I'm sorry.
We all were waiting for it. It's Shikey. Trenton Shikey. Like I say, this up here at East Clinton, this is the best press box in the state. We were all waiting for the pronunciation. We were guessing all kinds of things, but somebody comes through with Trenton Shikey. So Trenton, I'm sure, will be called a lot tonight. Sipple back to pass on 3rd down, guns it for Psyche. Incomplete.
That was in his hands. Not the easiest catch, but a good throw. And those long slant patterns, sometimes it's hard to pick up the ball.
So at 9:27, Blanchester is 3 and out. They'll be punting away. Back deep is number 3, Branson Smith. Let's see if we can get a number on the punter. The kick is away, rolling across midfield. It looks like it's going to roll dead around the 40-yard line, where East Clinton will take over on their own 40, their second possession of the game. Tell us about Tin Cap, Jeff, one of our great sponsors.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large televisions for big games like this one, the largest outdoor patio with a covered area, and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music on Saturdays, trivia Thursdays, and Tin Cap again is located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington.
We were thinking we were going to go there for a game 3 of a playoff series tonight.
That's another story.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more as we go. Maybe at halftime, that'll be our topic tonight. Suffice to say, there's no Reds playoff game tonight at Tin Cap. There's not even any runs at Tin Cap. So,
yeah, I don't know that there's any runs.
I think we should be worried about runs before we worried about anything else.
I think so. I'm not sure there's a run in entire Southwest
we need
Ohio.
At least one. Never heard of a team win games by scoring 0, so it's never happened.
I think that's correct.
Never happened in the history of baseball that you have won with no runs. 2nd and 9 for East Clinton, second possession of the game. There's a pitch out to Peacock, the freshman runner, and stacked up just over the 42-yard line. So we're looking at a third down and about 8 for the East Clinton Astros on their second drive of the game.
Tony, both teams are, of course, in the spread, but these teams tonight have a little bit of a different take than what you would generally see in that they've put one of the running backs behind the quarterback. So he's actually about 8-9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Makes it a little tough on the lineman, but the running back has a little more time to look for the hole in that formation.
3rd and 8 in the shotgun. It's a fake handoff, and Smith back to pass, and it's broken up. Intended again for his brother Branson. Batted away. So we're into another punting situation for East Clinton. Let's see if Blanchester sends somebody deep this time. And they do. Interesting. Number 3, Brody Rice, goes deep for the punt return where he was not there the last time. Wonder what happened.
That was odd.
Yeah. So Jared Smith in punt formation gets a good kick, and it's not going to be caught. Instead, it's going to be rolling and rolling and rolling all the way down to about the 13-yard line, where Blanchester will take over from there. What about Colette Farms, Jeff?
Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice. They've done it for the past 45 years in Clinton and surrounding counties. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, Colette Farms helps farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
First down, Blanchester. Back to pass is Sipple, incomplete. Out to number 21, Gage Houston. The tackle made by Landon Runyon.
Tackle made by number 13, Landon Runyon for the Astros.
We're at 2nd and 8 for Blanchester. Second drive for the Wildcats. No score here at the Field of Dreams, East Clinton High School on senior night. Coming up on 7 minutes to go, first quarter. CampusNation.net, the real CampusNation.com, not net.com, the real one, CampusNation.com, or the YouTube channel of CampusNation.com. Second down, there's a flag.
False start, I think,
flying.
Tony.
They're going to call it on Blanchester for being offside. Play whistle dead. So a free 5 yards for Blanchester on their second drive of the game, Jeff.
Yeah, they're getting a little slow getting started. Let's see if Sipple puts the ball in the air the next couple, 3 plays and maybe tries to work the outside a little bit.
Interesting, Sipple is taller than all of his linemen. It's kind of interesting. Look.
Yeah, I've been kind of tall myself. I've always liked that style of quarterback. I think he's got a good chance to play somewhere in college, and he'll put some meat on and be a good one.
So it's 2nd and 3 now for Blanchester. I think he got off early again. No flag that time, but boy, number 58, Philip Davis, if he didn't read the snap count exactly right, he was a count or 2 behind. But are they going to call it a penalty?
Nope. Incomplete pass.
Wow.
6:10 on the clock.
If he wasn't across the scrimmage before the snap, then I'm going to go in that cornfield, Jeff, and pick some corn.
Well, the refs didn't call it, so bring home some ears for me.
So it's a 3rd and short now for Blanchester. Sipple the handoff to Gage Houston. Looks like he's got the first down, Jeff. So yeah. Blanchester picks up their first down of the game.
That's the total first down of the game.
Yes, it is. Neither team had first down until that one. So clock running at 5:50 and counting down. First quarter, No score yet. Blanchester and East Clinton. It's amazing. It takes a second to get used to how Brandon Sipple is so much bigger than his lineman. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Sipple drops back in a swing pass out to Gage Houston, who crosses the 35-yard line to about the 37. The tackle by Devin Guthrie. I think we got a first down again, Jeff.
Second in a row, and that's the read by the quarterback. He's reading the wide side defensive back. If the defensive back goes in with a slanting receiver, he'll dump it out in the flat to the running back, which is what happened that time.
Nice play, nice gain.
And that's not an easy pass.
No,
Sometimes
it isn't.
people think the short one should be easy, but depending on the angle, that's a tough pass to throw, and it was beautifully laid in there.
The last tackle was made by Branson Smith, not Devin Guthrie.
Tackle 23, double pass to 6.
We have 2 number 3s in our book, so we're crossing out one of them. So number 3 is Branson Smith, who was on the last tackle. So a loss on the play on 2nd down for Blanchester, Jeff.
2nd and long. Let's see if we get something down the middle here.
No score. 4:27 to go, first quarter. Sipple takes the shotgun snap and lays it out to number 6, Colt Conover, who loses his footing, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to go very far anyway. That's the running back crossing in front of the quarterback, getting a fake, and then the wing back from the other side coming in front from left to right while that's going on in the backfield, and you hit the wing back in the flat, hoping that the defense has gone to the right. That time, nobody was faked.
So now we're 3rd and 12 for Blanchester on their 35-yard line, first quarter. Sipple takes the shotgun snap, pump fakes, and goes deep down the sideline, and it is
Nice play.
broken up by Branson Smith. Now there's a late flag,
Did they throw that?
and the fans don't like it. Let's see if it's defensive pass interference or some sort of holding.
I will be stunned if it's defensive pass interference. Are they picking it up?
No, they're marking it. We haven't had a call, but there is going to be a penalty on East Clinton.
It looks like
Must have
it's-
been a pass interference of some sort. We don't hear an announcement.
We don't see a signal.
No signal, no announcement, except there was a penalty. So you get a first down on a phantom penalty call.
Now, it was across the field, kind of hard for us to see, but that sure looked like a nice play.
So Blanchester drive continues at their midfield. Handoff Houston, who bolts through the line and comes across the 40, inside the 40. Looks like another first down.
Just short.
Just short. They are marking him just short.
Yeah, actually 2 yards short. 2nd and 2.
So it is 2nd and about 2. I thought he had it, but they marked it a step back.
56 is King Richard.
So 2nd down and 2. The drive extended by the penalty. We didn't get a call on what the penalty was or who it was against or anything.
Nothing. That's what I don't like. I mean,
Yeah,
tell us what
They
happened.
just throw a flag and move on. Sipple complete.
Number 8, Trenton Scheike with the carry.
Tackle by 14, Trenton Garrett.
Brought down by number 14, Trenton Garrett for the Astros.
That's the little hitch pattern where you've got the inside receiver blocking the outside defensive back and the outside receiver coming back for the ball. When it's executed well, it's really tough to defend. It's not a long breaking play, but if you do it well and get 6 to 8 yards like they did that time, it's very good for the offense.
And it did go for a first down, so the drive continues for Blanchester. 2:14 to go, first quarter. Sipple in the shotgun takes the snap, and a swing pass out to Houston is dropped. One of those plays, Jeff, where I think he was running before he had the ball secured.
You could see, just look downfield just a hair before the ball got there, and usually that's what happens.
So an incomplete on first down brings up 2nd and 10 for Blanchester. .37-yard line of East Clinton. Sipple takes the shotgun snap and steps up in the pocket.
Nice
and
play.
Be brought down.
82, Brandon Zimmerman.
It's Brandon Zimmerman. He could probably get credit for a sack, Jeff, because it was behind the line.
I think just a little. I would give him a sack on that. He really made a good reaction on that. He was on a pass rush there, saw Sipple go by him, and then played off his man and made the tackle from behind.
So now we're at 3rd and 10 for Blanchester. Might be 4-down territory here, Jeff. I would say it is.
Probably right. They're doing a good job on offense of keeping Mr. Davis out of the backfield right now, which is very important.
There's Sipple back
Screen.
to pass and sets up the screen to Houston. Breaks a tackle to the middle of the field and is going to be brought down just short of the first down. Jared Smith, the quarterback on defense, making the play, playing both ways. And like we predicted, it's 4-down territory, Jeff. And Blanchester, of course, is going for it.
I'm going to look for him to put the ball in the air here.
This might be the last play of the quarter as the clock's running down, 45 seconds and counting. It is 4th and about 2, a long 2.
Look for a play-action pass here.
Sipple looking over, and there's a
Timeout.
stoppage in play and a timeout called by Blanchester with 30 seconds left. First quarter gives us time to talk about John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Roberts Excavating on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
And Tony, this is next week starts the great part of the fall for sports fans, the beginning of the playoffs here in Ohio. Want to just tell the fans out there, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Campus Nation playoff broadcasts, please contact Rick Phillips starting Monday. The telephone number is 937-527-6674. And we don't know yet if they're going to be live streams. Often the playoffs are, they'll have the audio on the radio, but the game will come the next day.
If you're out there for any sponsorship opportunities, it's a good opportunity. And we look like on a 4th and 2, somebody jumped, and it is a false start coming out of a timeout.
Very big play there for East Clinton.
So
that helps.
Yeah, Blanchester on 4th and 2 calls a timeout when the clock was kind of running out to get their offense together and get on the same page on 4th and 2. And they come out, and there's a false start. Tough mistake at that juncture.
You know, I'm not so sure don't look for the ball going to number 3, Brody Rice. He's got to be about 6'3", 6'4" out there. Let's see what happens.
Sipple back to pass, and it is complete. And he's got it out to number 6, it looks like, Colt Conover. And it looks like it is going to be enough for the first down. So the penalty doesn't hurt the Wildcats as they actually get the first down.
Nice call. That was run to the short side of the field off a play action. Typically, there's one less defender on the short side of the field anyway. They had a couple receivers to the right, play action, and a little flat pass to the left. Very effective.
So they get a false start, move back 5, but they pick it up anyhow. So nicely done by Blanchester. There's a handoff into the line,
Fumble.
and there's a fumble. The ball is on the ground. The officials are marking it down on the ground.
I don't know about that one, Tony.
We don't have replay here tonight, but if you watch it on campusnation.com, you can call it for yourself when you see it on the podcast later on. I'm sure Joe Holdren got a great picture of that.
The only possible explanation of that was the ground caused the fumble, and it sure looked like it was out as he was going down, but I wasn't on the field.
So we're at the end of the first quarter here at East Clinton High. No score. Blanchester 0, East Clinton 0. Sam's Meats. Tell us about them again, Jeff. One of our great sponsors.
Absolutely. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street, and support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Sam's is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
Tin Cap, one of our other fine sponsors, is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these, just like Blanchester versus East Clinton. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glass bowl. We'll see you live on Saturdays for music, live music, trivia Thursdays at Tin Cap, located 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington. First play of the second quarter is a handoff to Gage Houston, who is tackled by number 23, Isaiah Conger. Just underway, third down coming up for Blanchester. Long time-consuming drive for the Wildcats, Jeff.
You know, they've had the benefit of a couple penalties, and given that situation, I think they really have a desire here to push it and keep going with it. Typically, their passes and runs are, the 5-6 yard variety. They're not necessarily a strike deep outfit.
And I'm thinking this is 4-down territory if you don't pick it up anyhow. So Sipple takes the shotgun snap and keeps the ball and is tackled about the line of scrimmage, Jeff.
I was a little surprised. I'm not sure that was a called play. I noticed the running back went out to the right. Sipple looked at him and then kept the ball. Tough call on 3rd and 5 to have the lanky quarterback go into the line, but he is a good runner.
No kick here. 4th down for Blanchester. 4th and 5. Their first real scoring opportunity. Yeah, we hear from upstairs. This is the 17th play, Jeff, of this drive. 17 of them. Sipple flushed out of the pocket, throwing, and it's going to be dropped. Intended over there for number 21, Gage Houston. Broken up by Isaiah Conger. And East Clinton holds on downs, Jeff.
Sipple was flushed out of the pocket, made a very nice throw on the run to Houston. The ball was there and, frankly, should have been caught. But it's a turnover on downs, and here we go.
So a 17-play drive goes for naught for Blanchester. No points on that drive. East Clinton holds on downs and will take over on their own 20 First and 10 going the other way. Big hold by the East Clinton defense. Smith fakes the handoff and keeps it, and he's going to be tackled at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a blown assignment somewhere. The running back went one way. The quarterback looked for the handoff the other way.
Blake Richard on the tackle. Good one-on-one tackle of Smith trying to get out of there. So now we're 2nd and 10 for East Clinton. No score here at the Field of Dreams, East Clinton High School on senior night, October 2nd, 2020. Smith in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Peacock, who is going to be stacked up again, Jeff. Not much running room for the Astros.
Well, Tony, here we are at the beginning of the second quarter. East Clinton has run 8 plays for a total of 1 yard.
Not getting it done yet, that's for sure. When you run 8 plays, gain +1.
Well, as we mentioned in the pregame, they have struggled on offense this year. They have kept in games, though. Remember, this is a team we've seen that's very scrappy.
Yeah, they are scrappy. They held on that last drive after playing defense for 17 plays. Smith back to pass, looking downfield. The ball is high up in the air to his brother, and it is caught. Nice throw and catch to Branson Smith at about the 45-yard line. Make it to 44, 43. It's a first down for East Clinton on the brother-to-brother combination. Jared to Branson, big gainer, and it's down to the 43-yard line.
Let's see if that loosens them up a little bit, Tony. That was a nice ball. Nothing fancy about it. You throw it up to the tall brother. Nicely caught.
Who came down with it. So Smith on first down, their first real penetration of the game.
Bad snap.
Bad snap, and it's mishandled, but Smith is able to pick it up and gain a couple yards out of a bad situation.
Very good instinct by Jared there. Often you coach the quarterback up in that situation to just fall on the ball. You really take an extra risk by trying to pick it up, but you need to make a play when you're where East Clinton is right now, and that's about as nice a 1-yard gain as you're going to find.
Yeah, the ball was rolling around, as you saw, and he picked it up on one of the bounces and was able to get a yard or two out of it. So it is now 2nd and 9. They mark it at the 42-yard line of Blanchester. So what could have been a disaster is at least saved some, and there is a pass from Smith to the left side that's incomplete.
I'm not so sure somebody didn't run the wrong pattern there. You had 2 receivers within maybe 5 yards of the, if that, where the pass was. I thought when the ball was first thrown, it was going to the short guy, short receiver.
10, Jaden Singleton, number 10 in that jersey. Who's that look like out there, number 10 in that jersey? And we're going to date ourselves, too. This is really going back. Isn't that Rex Kern, number 10?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is really going back.
Yeah. Probably way back before most of our audience.
Nice.
Smith got out of trouble and threw the ball across the middle to his brother, Branson. That's incomplete.
Blanchester with good pressure that time. Jared stepped up in the pocket, made a very nice throw, but his brother on the receiving end of that stopped his pattern, and I think Jared thought he was going to keep going across the middle, so a little bit of a miscommunication in a pressured situation.
So Jared lines up to punt, Jared Smith, on 4th down. So the drive for East Clinton stalls, and Blanchester has a man back to receive the punt this time. And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be another illegal substitution for East Clinton, moving them back 5 more yards, Jeff.
That is, Tony, 30 yards and penalties so far. So East Clinton's not doing themselves any favors.
A little sloppy for this late in the year, don't you think?
I agree with you. Although the 15-yarder was something that I don't think should have been called.
Smith gets off a good punt, very good punt. It is out of bounds. Let's see where the officials mark it. This is one of those ones, you know, we have 100 pet peeves up here, and this is one of them. I don't know how an official can look up and look down and figure out where a ball crosses out of bounds. I'm not sure the human mind and body is set up for such a thing. We need to get like a physiologist here to say whether that's a skill that really can be precise, but they decide that it's out of bounds at the 15. I don't know where they came up with it, but that's where they decide to put it.
Well, Tony, I think that time it plopped right outside of the 15. I think he marked it right that time.
Good guess. So Sipple back to pass and then dumps it off to number 6. Colt Conover. Tackled by 56. Caleb Kingery. Be 2nd and 4, about a 6-yard gain for Blanchester on first down, Jeff.
Very nice play on first down, play action, short pass, the West Coast style out of the spread to get yourself 5 or 6 yards, and they did it.
No score here at East Clinton High School, coming down on 7 minutes to go in the first half. East Clinton and Blanchester throwing zeros against each other. There is a long pass down the field, broken up by 14 Trenton Guerin, intended deep for number 8 Trenton Scheike. Falls incomplete. Good defensive play by Trenton Guerin.
Now on that one, they did go deep down the field, as the fans could see, and Sipple showed a very long and accurate arm. That was a beautiful ball. I like his game.
Nice defensive play, broke that one up. So now we're 3rd and 4 for Blanchester. Still no score here at East Clinton High School. Sipple in the shotgun, takes the snap, back to pass. Gorgeous throw, just an absolute laser. Complete to number 7, Adam Frump. Beautifully thrown ball. Gorgeous pass, Jeff. Loved it.
We could hear the thunk into the stomach up here.
What a beautifully thrown ball. Laser beam by Sipple, the senior quarterback. 6'4", big kid, of course.
Can you read my mind and tell me who the quarterback Sipple reminded me of on that play out of that offense?
He's an inch taller than him.
I think you got it.
There's a long, beautifully thrown ball intended for number 9, Logan Heitzman. No, make it number 3, Brody Rice on the receiving end of that ball. Just overthrown.
He's got a nice spin on it,
Yes,
doesn't he, Tony?
he does spin it, no doubt.
And it looks so effortlessly as it leaves his hand.
Yes.
That's one of the nicest throwing motions you're going to see.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. I like the 6'4" aspect of his game. Just a tall kid who stands back in the pocket and looks like Adonis back there firing away. Quick pass again from Sipple is complete. There goes number 8, it looks like Trenton Scheike. So a nice catch and run. Sipple to Scheike, Jeff. Nice looking play there.
Again, this offense, we see it on Friday nights, Saturdays, afternoons, and Sundays, and it's really tough to stop. You got the receivers generally man-to-man. You force the defense into a man-to-man on almost every route, and if the cuts are sharp and the ball's there, there's little to nothing they can do about it.
Blanchester on the East Clinton 35-yard line with the catch and run Nice throw by Sipple. Nice catch on the receiving end. Sipple this time rolls to his left. Guns another completed pass. Complete to number 6, Colt Conover. Flag down on the play. What are we going to get here? We have some sort of chop block. They pointed to the wrong team, I think, but it is on Blanchester. Didn't catch what exactly happened, but the official pointed at the wrong team initially. It is a penalty on Blanchester, moving them back 15, Jeff, minus 15. So a promising drive goes way back.
1st and 25. Let's see what Blanchester comes out with.
Clock at 5:40 and counting. Whistles on the field. Looks like there's a stoppage in play. Officials need to get the clocks synchronized. I think they have a problem with their own watches as they huddle up near the Blanchester backfield, and they split away, and here we go. I think we had a conference about the clock. Apparently all set up and ready to roll. Sipple pump fake. What a gorgeous throw. Incomplete. Down the field, intended for number 8, Trenton Shikey.
It looked like they got caught up with each other at the end of the pass there. I half expected another flag to be thrown. I'm kind of glad they didn't.
Tell you what, Braden can spin it, can he?
It's just
beautiful thrower.
I think he's had a couple lessons from a very good quarterback coach. Either that or he's just a natural. He's just absolutely got a beautiful, fluid.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Throwing motion, very little extra action, movement in the arm, and he's not the bulkiest kid, but you can tell he puts a lot of his legs into it.
Right, everything about his ball is nice and pure. Very pleasant to watch. Takes the shotgun snap, looking over the middle, is complete. Caught by number 8. Trenton Shikey on the reception is hauled down. Almost looked like a horse collar.
I thought they were going to call it.
But no flag.
Must have had the jersey.
So now it's still 3rd and long, 3rd and 20 for Blanchester. His ball, Sipple, is beautiful coming out of there, isn't it? Just gorgeous.
I've not seen a high school quarterback
spin it like that.
That's the old saying, spinning it, but that's what he does.
So 3rd and long for Blanchester. Sipple in the shotgun at about midfield, takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Gage Houston, and it's not going anywhere. It's a short gain of about 3. So we're in a punt situation for Blanchester as East Clinton holds again, Jeff.
Well, I would imagine Blanchester is probably getting a little frustrated. They've got 0. Of course, they haven't scored yet, and in the first 5 games, they've had 175. They've scored 175, which is about 35 a game. So East Clinton's doing a great job on defense tonight.
This is Bryce Sipple, probably a brother or relative, I'm quite sure.
Bryce is a freshman.
Yeah,
probably
freshman.
Younger brother.
Yeah, gets a punt away. So East Clinton will take over as the ball goes out of bounds. Tell us about Colette Farms, another of our great sponsors.
Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed, is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
So East Clinton takes over on the 20-yard line. 3:39 to go, first half. No score still, Jeff. Neither team has been able to dent the scoreboard.
And it's been interesting. It's been a well-played game.
Back and forth, but no points. Peacock with the handoff is. They're not getting anything on the ground, are they, Jeff?
No. Peacock, being a freshman, he's very talented, great athletic skills, but he's just not real big yet. He doesn't have the strength to pull out of the tackles, and nothing's clean up front for East Clinton. So that's why you're getting 0 or minus on many.
Yeah, that was
plays.
no gain again for the East Clinton running game. So it's 2nd and 10 as the clock runs down to about the 3-minute mark. First half, East Clinton High School on senior night. No score, Blanchester and East Clinton. Smith in the shotgun. There's a handoff, a quick hitter up the middle to Peacock. And the entire half the Blanchester defense in on the tackle, led by Colt Conover, the main tackler, but that was everybody run to the ball carrier, Jeff.
Absolutely nothing between the tackles tonight for East Clinton.
So 3rd and 9.
And really for good reason. I've been watching the linebackers, particularly Colt Conover. They are really good at reading the play and getting to the meeting the ball in the hole.
So a 3rd down snap for East Clinton, coming up on 2 minutes left in the first half. A 3rd and 9. Smith keeps it, and he is hit by Colt Conover, the man you just mentioned. Big hit into the line. Going to be well short of the first down. Nice tackle by Conover, Jeff.
Yes, again, he reads them very quickly,
Yes.
And then the other linebacker's doing a nice job too. That's Gage Houston.
So a timeout, East Clinton calling timeout on 4th down, gives us some time to talk about John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized in experience in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate at John Roberts Excavating. Another one of our fine sponsors here on CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, the real CampusNation.com, not any phony, misdirected signal that you might be misled. Tony Mancuso with Jeff Merklin here at East Clinton High School. The snap is off and the punt is a nice kick, which is fielded by number 3, Brody Rice. And Brody still on his feet at about the 45-yard line. Brandon Zimmerman on the tackle. So with 1:28 to go, Jeff, what do you look for here out of Blanchester?
1:28, 2 timeouts left. I think you're going to see some short passes right out of the block to try to move the ball down the field in some chunks. And, if they get down and get a first down or 2, that's what they'll continue to happen. If they run into some stumbles, I think you're going to see the ball go into the end zone with that nice long pass that Sipple has.
So there's the COVID rules, the center bringing the ball up to the 45-yard line for the first down snap. Sipple looking over the line in shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, sets up and throws another gorgeous ball. Incomplete, intended for Colt Conover.
That was a little short. I don't know if Conover kept going on the pattern or what happened, but with the receiver on that situation, you teach them to try to come back to the ball if they can read it. I think Colt Conover may be typically more of a running back or a short slot player, but that ball was not that badly thrown.
So it's 2nd and 10 now for Blanchester as the clock is at 1:22 of the first half. In the shotgun as normal for the Wildcats, and a one-step drop and a completion. It is caught by number 8, Trenton Shikey again across the first down marker. So a nice pass and catch. Sipple to Shikey. And Blanchester converts the first down and is moving to try to score before the half, Jeff.
Plenty of time. Let's see what they do with. I think they'll probably keep the ball in the air here.
40-yard line of East Clinton. So they still got a while to go, or a lot of real estate to cash in. Sipple takes the snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield and guns a pass that is broken up by Jared Smith. Nice defensive play there, Jeff.
That had completion written all over it. Jared made a wonderful play to get his left arm in front without hooking him with the right arm, which was in back, and knock it down.
So Jared doing triple duty. He's the punter for the East Clinton Astros, defensive back, quarterback, as you well know. 2nd and 10 for Blanchester. 1:11 to go first half. No score. Sipple again in the shotgun, rolling to the left again. Now throws back to his right, down the field.
Beautiful.
What a gorgeous throw. Complete to Trenton Shikey for the touchdown. What a gorgeous ball. Sipple to Shikey for the touchdown pass, 40 yards in the air. Great catch on the far right sideline. What a gorgeous ball that Sipple threw there, Jeff, and a dagger to East Clinton before the end of the first half.
Very nice play called by the coach as well. He ran or sprinted Sipple out to the left, stop after about 3 or 4 steps, and look back to the short side of the field, the right side, and you get one-on-one coverage.
So Brian Bandow with the kick point after for Blanchester to make it 7-0. Blanchester gets a touchdown before the end of the first half. What a gorgeous throw that was. I love the ball coming out of his hand. Just a beautiful throw from Sipple to Shikey.
Well, and you called it for, it's a 40-yard touchdown pass, but from where he was, he started in the shotgun, rolled to his left, threw it back across the field to the right. I imagine that was probably about 55, 60 yards in the air.
Yes, and spinning like a top, too. No flutter to his ball. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for Campus Nation broadcasts of the upcoming playoff streams, remember to contact Rick Phillips starting Monday, 937-527-6674. We'll talk a little bit about some of the matchups we're going to have. Sponsorship opportunities are available at campusnation.net. Rick Phillips, 937-527-6674. As East Clinton picks up the kickoff, number 13, Landon Runyon, is going to be stacked up, and flags come in, Jeff.
I think that one's going back.
I bet you we're going to have an illegal block in the back or some sort of blocking penalty.
And now you get into the cat and mouse game as to whether Blanchester is going to use both of their timeouts and force East Clinton to run 3 plays. By my timing, if I'm East Clinton, I run 3 plays in the line, let them call their 2 timeouts. After the 3rd play, when they can't call a timeout, you should bleed that clock down to about 10, 15 seconds and then kick, and you're done. Get out of here with a 7-0 deficit and try to get your offense going at halftime.
Yeah, I would think that's the strategy that Coach Olds is going to employ. They haven't really moved the ball except for one pass and catch by Smith to Smith The rest of it's been kind of staggered, especially the running game has not moved for East Clinton. Blanchester leading 7-0.
Just take a knee. Let's go, guys.
Jared Smith in the shotgun. Takes the snap, keeps it, and he is tripped up behind the line and stacked up. Might have got a yard or two, Jeff.
Tony, the additional things that happen when you can't run the ball include your play action schemes. You're not going to be able to still have time to throw the ball, and you're not going to be able to have time for the quarterback to keep it and run it because it's just not effective when you're not running the ball with other people.
And how about this? Blanchester decides not to call their timeouts, letting the clock run out. We're at about 15 seconds to go. I agree with you. I'm not sure about that strategy. I would have called them. You got them. You might as well use them, Coach.
Well, you don't cash them in for
Yeah,
hot dogs.
You don't get coupons for cashing them in. You might as well use them. There's Peacock on the handoff, and that's the last play of the second quarter. As we go to halftime score here from beautiful Field of Dreams at East Clinton High School. It's the Blanchester Wildcats 7, the East Clinton Astros 0. I'm a little bit surprised at the strategy, but they did let the clock run out there at the end, Jeff.
Well, it might be they've had the ball probably about 75% of the first half. Maybe the idea there was go ahead and if East Clinton makes a mistake, that's great, but if they don't, my kids, many of them, if not most of them, are going two ways. Probably the best thing to do for them is to get out of there as well and get them some rest.
All right, so next week we have playoffs coming, and campusnation.com is going to be hopefully broadcasting the games live. At least they should be available later. We've got we're going to be assigned to Marietta at Wilmington, which will be on Friday night, and then hopefully or possibly we'll be getting a second game that weekend. These East Clinton Astros at Madison Plains on Saturday night. Jeff, playoff time, a little bit different this year.
Right. From my count, probably, I think there were 45 to 50, maybe 60 teams that opted out of the playoffs. That's a much lower number than I thought would happen. The scenario I painted for you last week of somebody playing somebody else, the first round might be a competitive game, but you've got a state power waiting on you in the second round has played out, and I see probably 10 to 15 of those kind of games that are going to happen the second week of the playoffs. So from that perspective, I don't like the playoffs this year. I'm not saying it wasn't the right thing to do. It absolutely was, and I think it was the Coaches Association that got together, or maybe it was just a few coaches, but I think the coaches took this scenario to the OHSAA, and then it was the OHSAA that wisely acted on it.
Well, it is kind of odd that you're playing a playoff game in week 7 with the idea that everybody's in the playoffs. I guess I'm trying to use good old-fashioned logic. Why not just play out a 10-game schedule and run the playoffs the same way?
I think it had something to do with the state rules, the governor's rules with regard to what was going to be permitted by the governor. Because remember, before all this started, a month and a half ago, the default rule was no playoffs and no season. So before the season was even allowed to be started, I think the playoff scenario had to be set forth in a plan that was cogent and understandable and given to the officials at the State House for them to be able to approve what the OHSA and the football coaches and the schools had in mind. And I do think it's one of those rare instances where you see different elements that typically you can't get to work together in a short period of time anyway, get together and do a fine job. I'm just really thrilled that there is one. That's kind of my attitude on it this year.
Well, you're talking about our governor of the great state of Ohio and playoffs. There were 2 baseball teams, quote unquote baseball, from the state of Ohio that were in the Major League Baseball playoffs. They went a combined 0-4, the Indians being swept out by the Yankees in 2 offensive games where the Yankees, scored 13 in game 1 and 10 in game 2, which is a lot taking the tribe out. But the one we watched, every single pitch and every single play and every single agonizing, excruciating moment, which is more near and dear to the area that we're in right now geographically. The Reds at Atlanta with our vaunted starting pitching, Trevor Bauer, Luis Castillo, both go to the mound and get how many runs of support, Jeff?
I believe it was so many.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it leveled out at 0.
Start counting at 0 and then stop the count. Normally when you count, you start at 1, but for that, you start at 0. That was some of the most frustrating baseball. I mean, I'm a lot younger than you, being 59 and you're 60. We've seen a lot of baseball, and I've seen a lot of things in my day, been involved in a lot of them as a player, as a coach, as a broadcaster, as a sponsor, as an administrator, and I cannot say that I have ever seen a more anemic offensive performance in a key playoff situation than what I witnessed our Cincinnati Reds this week, Jeff. The first game was a lot different than the second one, right? It was much different feel to it.
Well, as a fan, it certainly did, because you were on the edge of your seat that entire game, and of course the first game in the series, it's really important. I think you appeared on the radio station earlier this week, maybe it was yesterday, and talked about how important in a 3-game series in a playoff setting
you have to win
get
the
that
first
first game.
one. You have to win the first one.
And what I was mostly disappointed in was just how poorly it seemed to me that we played the game. I don't pretend to know baseball like you do, but even I think the casual fans could see, I don't know, there must have been 7 or 8 different times during the play of the game that I thought we really did not. We looked maybe worse than a little league, a well-drilled little league team.
So many runners on base that were not advanced, balls not put in play, no sacrifices, no bunts, no anything to score runs. Nick Castellanos trying to stretch a single from first to third to left field. You don't do that. You're gunned to third base by the left fielder. Like you said, it's a grade school kind of a thing. We thought we'd seen it all until a few innings later when you had a double steal rundown with Kyle Farmer and Aristides Aquino, who looked like he was lost playing even a different sport, hung up on third base, and of course is tagged out in a rundown play where it didn't seem like he knew what the situation was. Then we go to later in the game, the 13th inning. We look like we're finally going to get on the board. Votto at second, a smash base hit to left by Suarez down the left field line. Of course, we're going to take a 1-0 lead, and we look up and we see Votto trotting into third.
Never seen anything like that. That was not a line drive at the left fielder that just fell at his feet that you couldn't tell. That ball was by the third baseman where Votto could easily see it.
Right.
And the replay from the third base.
Plays in front of him.
Plays in front of him. And the camera from the third base dugout showed him actually going back to the base as if it was a line drive at the guy.
Right, and then so he stops at third and we don't score in that inning again. You end up batting high single-A player Jose Garcia as a pinch hitter for the DH that was at that moment. Travis Jankowski, who had been put into pinch run for Jesse Winker. So instead of Winker batting in that situation, you got the youngest kid on the team hitting, and of course he didn't drive in the run. Then you get to the 13th, And the rule of any baseball game, folks, if you're ever going to coach a T-ball game or a 7U or a 9U or a 10U or high school, please remember this, coaches, and write this down on your pads. Do not let the best player on the other team, especially if he is a MVP of the league, beat you when you've got a base open. Jeff, you pitched to Freddie Freeman. What do you expect?
Well, I'm going to say this. You generally are able to see 2, 3, 4 innings down the line much better than I do with baseball. And so you can explain those things to me. But on that one, to pitch to Freeman was beyond comprehension.
Archie Bradley was in the game and had struggled putting 2 guys on, and actually he got an out. And on deck was Marcelo Zuna, who is a good hitter, right-handed.
And he was 0 for 5.
But he's not Freddie Freeman.
And he's 0 for 5 in the game.
And you bring in Garrett to face Freddie Freeman, which is lefty on lefty, which for some reason is in David Bell's mind, and he can't get it out of his head, even though the best player in the league is standing at the plate with the playoff game. And, of course, base hit, game over, 1-0. The next day you come back, you get an effort that looked like you couldn't wait to get home, Jeff.
Well, if anybody out there has ever played softball like we have, and you've played on the weekend tournaments and you've lost early on.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
tired and done. And
you have to get up the next day at 9 o'clock on some field that's about 120, 30 yards.
That's what it looked like.
And it's just hard to even care, and that's what it looked like.
That's what it exactly looked like. We never really had any substantial rallies, and we got to a point where you're 0-0 into the 5th inning. Castillo's throwing bullets. They break through 1-0. That 1-0 would have won that game too, of course, because we never threatened. The Reds never threatened. They get 4 in the 8th to wrap it up 5-0, and the Reds play 22 innings of playoff baseball and get 0 runs.
What was it? They broke the record set by the 1920 New York Giants for a postseason
1921
futility.
Giants. How about that? Let's talk about halftime stats, Jeff. That's enough of the Reds. We got to bury them. And here's the great thing about the Reds. Next year at this time, we'll be complaining and crying and whining again, I'm sure. So it's our own fault for going back to the well, but I'll be there watching and complaining. So
well, I think it's a positive personality trait to love your team, and we love the Bengals, we love the Reds, even though it's been 25 and 30 years since we've had a victory in the postseason. Hard to take, but it's still our team. Tony, real quick, unofficial stats at halftime. Blanchester, Braden Sipple is 13 for 23 for 140 yards and a touchdown through the air. Gage Houston has carried the ball 6 times for 19 yards. Braden Sipple, 2 attempts for 0 net yards. Trenton Scheike, 5 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. Colt Conover, 4 catches for 10 yards. Gage Houston, 3 catches for 21 yards. And Adam Frump, 1 catch for 9 yards. Blanchester's had 8 first downs, 2 penalties for 20 yards, and 2 punts by Bryce Sipple for an average of 27.5. For East Clinton, it doesn't take quite that long to go over it. They have 1 first down. Jared Smith is 1 for 6 through the air for 38 yards, and that was to his brother Branson. Freshman Glenn Peacock, 8 attempts for a net of 0 yards. Jared Smith, the quarterback, 4 carries for 6 yards. So East Clinton has 18 plays from scrimmage for a total of 44 yards. They've got 1 first down, and they have 30 yards in penalties on 4 penalties. Jared has had a nice half punting, 4 punts for 159 yards, and that's 39.5 per kick.
Great work with the stats, Jeff. Remember, for all the ladies who are out there and your boyfriends or husbands or dads are the coaches of your vaunted kids' baseball teams, Remember the lesson you learned on campusnation.com on October 2nd, 2020, and tell your dads, your husbands, your boyfriends that you heard it here. Do not pitch to the MVP of the league or the best player on the other team with the game on the line.
And I don't care
Did
which
you
arm the
learn
pitcher
that?
throws with.
Right.
I don't care if he
can
kicks it up
he
there.
He can roll it up there. You don't pitch to the MVP of the league and the best player of the other team. So if you take anything from tonight's broadcast, folks, please take that to bed with you and sleep nicely, knowing that the Reds did it, but you never will. So here we go. The opening kickoff of the second half is returned by Blanchester across the 30. It's Gage Houston with the kickoff return. So we're getting underway. Blanchester with the second half kickoff, going left to right, wearing the white jerseys, blue numbers, East Clinton and the Ohio State scarlet and gray. I'm Tony Mancuso, Jeff Merklin on the color, Joe Holdren on the main camera, Dean Thompson on the end zone camera, Sidney Phillips running the board and the electricity, and we're just underway second half. Gage Houston running into the middle and a nice gain on first down, Jeff.
Nice play to come out, start the half. Gage had pretty nice first half, but I'd like to see him get the ball in open space and see what he can do.
So it's second down and 2. First possession of the second half for the Blanchester Wildcats, leading 7-0 with their long touchdown pass at the end of the first half to get that lead. Sipple in the shotgun on 2nd and 2. Steps back to pass and another well-thrown ball and catch. Completed to number 3, Brody Rice, who stays on his feet, gets across inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line, where it's a first down, Blanchester.
One thing we alluded to in the first half was the Blanchester protection has been great. One of the best players I've seen this year, and I think you too, is Philip Davis for East Clinton. I don't think you've called his name once on defense.
Other than looked like he jumped the snap once, that the officials did not throw a flag. You're right. There's a handoff into the line to Houston. That time no gain. Chris Norman on the tackle for East Clinton. Just underway second half. Here at beautiful East Clinton High School, campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, 106.9 WZAA, Jeffersonville Radio. Don't use the imposter feed. This is the real feed at campusnation.com. Sipple with a gun in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Intended for number 3, Brody Rice. Looked like that ball was right on the screws, Jeff, but dropped.
The receiver on that play stuck his hands out, which is the way you're supposed to do it. He had good form with his hands, and he just missed it. You're taught as a receiver to catch the ball with your hands and not your body, so everything went right on that play except the catch.
So 3rd and 11 for Blanchester on their opening drive of the second half, leading East Clinton 7-0. Just underway. Swing pass out to the left is complete. Sipple to Gage Houston again. Looks like it's short of the first down, Jeff. And this again seems to me like 4-down territory, right?
4th and 2 at the 37. You're going to see him go for it.
Yes, there's no sign of a punter anywhere. As Sipple comes to the line on 4th down, the designated COVID ball-carrying center brings it to the line at the 36, 4th and 2. Keeper buys Sipple, and he's still on his feet, and he's inside the 25-yard line for the first down. Brody Fisher on the tackle. Nice looking play there, Jeff.
Well, earlier we talked about the play that Sipple had run that didn't seem to go too well. Since then, they've gotten their offense going in the second quarter and have had some good running plays. So that time, the play action works, and he keeps it instead of throwing it, but very nicely done.
So Blanchester on the move, receiving the second half kickoff, and on their opening drive of the second half, 8:50 to go, third quarter. CampusNation.com. It's 7-0, Blanchester leading East Clinton. Sipple takes the snap, pump fakes down the left side, and throws a beautifully thrown ball again. I'll tell you, Jeff, that kid really has a good-looking ball.
Yes, he does. I'm going to have to give kudos this time to Branson Smith. That pattern was a hitch and go, and very difficult for high school kids to cover that effectively, because especially when you have a good quarterback like Sipple who's throwing the ball well, gives a pump fake on the short pattern. It's very easy for the defensive back to come up and bite on that fake. That time Branson played it very well and had the coverage deep downfield.
He just stands back there and just throws lasers, though, coming out of that right arm. There he is rolling to the right this time and fires it, completed. Caught by number 6, Colt Conover. Tackle made by number 34, Brody Fisher of East Clinton. It's a first down, Jeff, and Blanchester extends the drive.
I think we really need to see if East Clinton is going to get a hold here. It's a very important part of the game. They played very well on defense the first half. You wonder if they're getting a little worn out after the 17-play drive and then the subsequent touchdown drive.
Sipple in the shotgun. Takes the snap, is pressured, and gets the ball away. A lot of pressure there by Caleb Kingery of East Clinton. Forced a quick throw by Sipple that goes nowhere.
Goes nowhere, but very good thinking. He saw the sack coming and basically just ditched it as far as he could. So, and there was a receiver in the area.
And when he throws the ball away, it's thrown away. It goes.
He was going backwards when he was about taking to the ground. That thing still had to go 40 yards.
Still a gun. He's going backwards under distress with a play that's going nowhere, and the ball still looks like a laser beam coming out of his right arm.
The right decision and a laser.
2nd and 10 now for Blanchester. Second half action. There's a screen to Houston. Looks like he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Yes. Sipple to number 21, Gage Houston for the Blanchester touchdown. A screen pass, like you said, Jeff, beautifully executed for the 13-0 lead for Blanchester.
Screens are so difficult for high schools in particular. The timing, they look easy. Short pass, blockers just go out in the flat. Very difficult to time up. Well done by Blanchester.
And here's the point after by Blanchester's number 54, Brian Bandow, is good. We're 14, Blanchester 0, East Clinton. Jeff, tell us about Sam's Meats.
Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street and support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Sam's is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check out Sam's Meats this weekend.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music Saturdays, trivia Thursdays. Tin Cap, located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio.
Speaking of Wilmington, Tony, a while ago we were told that Clinton Massey and Wilmington were tied at 7 in the first quarter.
Unbelievable.
And we just got an update on that. 21-14 Clinton Massey, so Wilmington's playing a heck of a ball game tonight.
But again, do you think that it's playoff fatigue knowing that you're in and you're already clinched a spot?
Well, I think Wilmington and Massey like to get after each other, so my guess would be, without having seen any of the game, that Wilmington is just playing lights out tonight.
Tell us about Collette Farms, Jeff.
Collette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
Third quarter, it's 14, Blanchester, East Clinton 0, 8:05 to go. Third quarter, this is the first drive of the second half for the Astros. Let's see what they can do. Keeper by Jared Smith gets to about the 30.
Jared Smith with the keeper for the Astros.
And that was another busted play. That was supposed to be a handoff to Glenn Peacock. Jared really does a nice job of running the offense, even though they're struggling. He's heady out there. He keeps his composure, does what he can.
2nd and 8 for East Clinton. Need a touchdown here, Jeff, to stay in the game. I think there's something to be said by your great analysis of the East Clinton defense getting a little weary.
Yeah, you at least need a couple first downs here.
Yes, to keep your defense. But like we said, a lot of these kids go both ways anyway. So Smith back to pass with a throw down the field intended for his brother, Brandon. It falls incomplete. That was a well-thrown ball.
When he has time and gets his feet set, has good form, he does have a good arm. That was a corner pattern by his brother, and that ball probably had to go 40, 45 yards in the air since he was throwing it to the short side or to the wide side of the field.
So 3rd and 8 for East Clinton on their opening possession of the second half, trailing 14-0 here at the East Clinton Field of Dreams on senior night for East Clinton. All the senior kids, the players, the managers, the cheerleaders, the band all announced with their parents and support members. Smith flushed out of the pocket on 3rd down, gets rid of it. It's incomplete, but a flag comes in, Jeff.
He had an ineligible receiver downfield on that, Tony. It was supposed to be a screen to the left after a play-action fake to the right. Blanchester had it read perfectly, and there was a defender right on the receiver. Jared, again, keeping his composure, rolls out to the right and does what he can. But since it was a screen, and you can block downfield if the pass is thrown to a receiver that's behind the line of scrimmage, the linemen were, in fact, there was 1 or 2 of them that were downfield illegally, and so you've got the penalty, which will probably be declined.
And it is declined, so East Clinton in a punting situation on 4th down and 8. So Jared Smith lining up in punt formation. Back deep for Blanchester is Brody Rice. Snap is good, kick is good, and the ball is going to roll and roll and roll. And Rice lets it continue to roll down to about the 27, 28-yard line. So a good kick. There is a marker down.
I think you're going to have a roughing call on Blanchester. There was a blocker, and I think it was, well, I'm not sure who it was, but he was basically kind of keeping somebody pinned. back upfield.
And you are right. That's what the officials call, so that should keep possession for East Clinton.
No, I think it will be marked from the end of the back from the end of the punt.
All right.
Was the tactile in play?
No, you're right.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
gonna
roughing,
have-
you're
correct.
right. You're right.
It should be a first down, East Clinton, so they'll keep the ball.
It was way after the play. So they're not?
Let's see, because the officials are huddling up to see if it's post-possession or what we got.
Well, the block did take place quite a bit after the punt.
Well, if that's the case, then Blanchester will just keep possession and be moved back, and that looks like what they're doing.
Excuse me, no, the kick is good. It'll be marked off.
Collette Farms, Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us, Collette Farms, to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms, Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. CampusNation.com. I'm Tony Mancuso, state champion high school quarterback. Muskingum quarterback Jeff Merklin on the color analysis.
Handoff 21.
It's another run into the line by Gage Houston. Joe Holdren with the cowboy hat on the main camera. Dean Thompson, the end zone camera. Sydney Phillips, the producer, the owner, runner, electrician, technology girl, whatever there is to it. She's wearing many hats. Joe's only got one on, but Sydney has many.
I think he's got the bigger hat, though, Tony.
Joe's hat looks like any street in Dallas.
I'm going to wear mine next week. He's got an autograph under
Yeah,
there.
we have to see who's autographing it. 2019, I can see the year, but not the autograph. There is a gorgeous throw.
Oh, my.
Just off the fingertips of Trenton Scheike. What a gorgeous ball, Jeff. That was just beautiful.
So effortless.
He just stands back in the pocket. He looks like Adonis back there, just tossing lasers left and right, and a beautifully thrown ball down the right sideline, just off the fingertips of Trenton Scheike. Who is it? Tracy Bird.
Well, I assume that's maybe a famous cowboy.
I am not. Who is it?
Country singer. Yeah,
Let me tell you something. I know a lot about music, but I really don't recognize Tracy Bird. There's Sipple's pass is tipped up and broken up by Jared Smith. Almost picked, Jeff. Just couldn't hold on.
Didn't see the defensive back coming in from his weak side. I wish we had some Blanchester coaches in the box here. I'd like to see if Braden's been recruited to a college somewhere. I looked on the internet and didn't see anything either. That may be my ineptitude on being able to find key terms.
Good kick, punted out of there by Blanchester. The ball rolls dead at about the 48-yard line where East Clinton will take over. Tell us about John Roberts Excavating, Jeff, one of our great sponsors.
John Roberts Excavating is located in Wilmington, Tony. It's a family-owned business, and it has been in Wilmington since 1988. They're specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Roberts Excavating on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
Sponsorship opportunities for playoffs are available on Campus Nation. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for Campus Nation broadcasts of the upcoming playoff streams, please contact Rick Phillips starting Monday. There's Smith down the field, and there's a flag down. What do we got there? We're going to have pass interference.
Well, my view of it was that
Look clean.
first it wasn't catchable, and second, if there was any contact initiated, it was by the receiver.
Well, what do we have? Defensive pass interference is going to be the call, Jeff. Again, if you want sponsorship opportunities for the upcoming Campus Nation broadcasts of the playoff streams, contact Rick Phillips. That's Rick Phillips, starting Monday, 937-527-6674. So it is a pass interference call against Blanchester at 5:34 left, third quarter. East Clinton needs points this time, Jeff. Smith flushed out, and he is run out of bounds, Jeff. No gain.
I didn't see anybody open. It looks like the only receivers that were out were here on the side of the field closest to us.
And he's going the other way,
Yeah.
so it's a tough throw.
He was flushed out and had nobody to throw to and was getting heat.
So 2nd and 10, East Clinton. 5:26 left, third quarter. Still looking for their first points of the game, Jeff. Nothing yet.
Well, Jared had a very nice ball downfield on the play before that. Look for them to continue to try to probe downfield and see if they can get a big play, because I don't see him driving the length of the field in the running game.
Smith takes the shotgun snap and throws, and it is incomplete. Intended for Jaden Singleton. Just did not catch that ball, Jeff. Looked like the throw was right on the money.
Right on the hands. You know, Jared right now is 1 for 10, and it's an example of how sometimes statistics lie, because Jared's had a good ball game back there.
That throw looked catchable, but it was not. Seemed well thrown, and Singleton just did not come down with it. So 3rd and 10 now for East Clinton. 5:21 left, third quarter. Blanchester leading 14-0 over East Clinton. Smith takes the shotgun snap, steps up, and throws incomplete. That ball had little chance of getting through, Jeff.
Well, Tony, the receiver would have been open. Jared slipped as that ball was leaving his hand. His back foot slipped, and you just lose all momentum in your throw. And so it was short and behind the receiver.
So now a key third down. Make it 4th down. 4th down and 10. A timeout for East Clinton as they powwow to decide what they're going to do. We'll talk about Sam's Meats. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping you to save both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Sam's Meats. So it's a 4th down play, Jeff. They are going for it.
In ordinary circumstances, I'd probably punt here, but they have no offense going for them. They're in the playoffs. Go ahead and go for it.
So Smith back to pass, and again, a ball intended for Singleton off his fingertips. So it's a turnover on downs for Blanchester. Gets possession. They hold the East Clinton drive. It's still 14-0 with 5:12 left, third quarter. CampusNation.com, the real feed of our high school football games. Whatever imposters out there, ignore them. It's CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso, Jeff Merklin on the color, Joe Holdren, Dean Thompson on the cameras. First down, handoff to Houston, who breaks through the line and is close to a first down, and he may have it, Jeff.
Nice run. Big hole in the middle. And in fact, I think it took a very nice play by Branson Smith, or he would have been gone. Nice tackle in the secondary.
Branson's had a busy night for the Astros tonight. Very active on defense and, of course, running the show from the quarterback position.
That's his brother.
Or Jared, yeah, right, Jared.
But I think there'd be a couple more scores for Blanchester if not for Branson.
That play was made by Branson. The brother combination of Jared quarterback and Branson receiver, like we said, have been very active.
Gage Houston is starting to crank it up,
yes,
Tony.
He is breaking away now.
He's got 5 carries for 32 yards in the second half.
The clock ticking away for East Clinton. Third quarter, coming up on 4:30 to go. Sipple in the shotgun. And handoff to Houston again with big hole into the middle of the line to about the 35-yard line of East Clinton. So you're right, Jeff. What's happening down there where the ground game is opening up?
I think the biggest thing is East Clinton's defensive line just looks tired to me right now. A couple of them have their jerseys out, not on their own volition, but they've just been out there most of the night on defense. And that's different than playing offense, even though you have a chance for a little more glory on defense. Offense, you're hitting people. Defense, you're taking the hits.
2nd and 3 now for Blanchester on the East Clinton 35-yard line. And again, another handoff into the line, and Houston running rough shot over the East Clinton defenders, picks up another first down. So it's the number 21 Gage Houston show on this drive, Jeff.
This drive, he's got 4 carries for 36 yards. Now we have 15-1 in first downs for Blanchester.
Yeah, this offensively, the statistics have been so one-sided. Matter of fact, indicative of a score wider than 14-0, really. Game totally dominated by the Blanchester Wildcats, but not on the scoreboard. Sipple takes the shotgun pass and a gun across the middle. Beautiful catch by number 3, Brody Rice. I think we're going to tack on half the distance with a face mask. What a gun by Sipple to Brody Rice. The 2 seniors hooking up on that ball. I mean, there is nothing wrong with just sitting back there and looking and then throwing a dart to your favorite receiver. You watch that on the film later, you're going to say, wow, that was pretty.
Well, I'm thinking it's beautiful as I see it now. Would have been really interesting to see that game last week between Blanchester and Bethel Tate. Remember, Bethel Tate had that nice quarterback as well, and it was a 25-16 game. I'll bet that was a dandy.
So here's 1st and goal from the 2 now for Blanchester as they threaten to take a 3-score lead on this drive. Handoff into Houston for the touchdown for Blanchester. So it was the drive for Gage Houston, and he cashes in at the end for the touchdown. Most of that drive was done by him on the ground, and he's rewarded with the touchdown at the end of it. And we're at 20-0 for Blanchester ahead of East Clinton, pending the point after kick by Brian Bandow. Hold is down, kick looks good, and it is. So we're now East Clinton extending, Blanchester extending the East Clinton lead at 21-0. the score from the other side of our network. Wow, close game. Clinton Massey 28, Wilmington 21.
I'm telling you, there's no question in my mind now. Wilmington is playing their hearts out tonight.
28-21, Clinton Massey, number 3 ranked in Division III, leading Wilmington by 7. On the other side of the network in the third quarter, the campusnation.com network. But again, you're back to that same question. When you're already in and you're playing for buys and for later on down the road, can you really get up that much when you're 1 week away? Well, for Massey, you're 1 week away from a bye, and then you're not playing for 2 weeks, regardless of what happens tonight.
Tony, in a situation like that, you might have Clinton Massey holding their offense back a little bit, not showing what they have.
I bet.
But when you've got to bye the next week, there's no and your coach McSorley and the way he coaches, it's hard for me to believe that they're just mailing it in tonight. I'm going to give credit to Wilmington. That's really an impressive performance so far for the Hurricane.
Peacock picks up the kickoff for East Clinton. He's got some room, but the hole closes quickly at about the 30-yard line. Jeff, tell us about Tin Cap.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large televisions for big games like this one, the largest outdoor patio with a covered area, and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music on Saturdays and trivia on Thursdays at Tin Cap. Tin Cap is located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington.
So 2:36 left, third quarter here at East Clinton High School. 21 Blanchester, 0 East Clinton. This is a drive that if East Clinton wants to stay in the game, they need points here, Jeff.
I'd like to see them get something going.
So far, not much. Smith back to pass and throws. It is caught
Nice ball
by the other Smith. Jared Smith to Branson Smith. Ball spotted about the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 3. Like I say, these guys up here at East Clinton are the best spotters of any place we've ever been. Sydney, pass out donuts or something. Give awards.
Why don't you have this crew follow us
These
as we
guys
go into the playoffs?
They're so good. They are so good. There's Fisher into the line, and looks like he barrels ahead for the first down, Jeff.
Nicely done. Good to see them. That's their first down since the
For a
first
while,
quarter.
yes. We haven't had one for a while.
Yardage good enough for an Astro first down.
2:21 to go, third quarter. East Clinton's got to go this time, Jeff. Got to go.
I like that first down play call. About a 7-yard out, nothing fancy, but they're in a position now where you just have to try to get some yards what you can on first down and try to get things going a little bit.
You know, I don't know where I've been all night, but I just looked up to my left. Look how beautiful the moon is. Absolutely gorgeous.
Not quite harvest time,
Oh,
but it
it's
looks like
beautiful.
a harvest moon.
Smith on the keeper to the left does have some room, but again, it's quickly closed down. Gage Houston, who was the star of the last drive offensively, makes the tackle for Blanchester. He's played a whale of a game too, Jeff.
Offense and defense.
Yes, he has.
Very impressive young man.
Yes, no doubt.
That's a good ball club, Blanchester. They're going to have some weeks to play in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah,
of course, they get a bye the first round as well.
I love the quarterback. Yeah, Braden Sipple. Remember that name, Braden Sipple. Good-looking QB for Blanchester. Smith takes the shotgun snap, and he's pressured, goes to the right. Overthrows his receiver, and it's intercepted by Blanchester. Still on his feet is number 23, Blake Richard.
Number 11, Jared Smith's pass.
So Blake Richard of Blanchester ends the East Clinton drive by an interception of the Jared Smith pass. What happened there, Jeff?
Well, you called it. He overthrew it. He was under severe pressure in the backfield on a sprint out pass. He had to step up around the outside pressure and then go back more towards the sideline, and he just didn't get his body turned towards the line quite enough, so that most of the time results in the ball sailing on you just a little, and that's what happened there. He did have a receiver that was open. Unfortunately, the ball was high.
So Blanchester takes over on the 19-yard line after the interception and return by Blake Richard, the senior for Blanchester.
That's his third interception of the year.
And here is Braden Sipple in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap and he hands it to 21. Houston still on his feet again, dancing and jiggling inside the 10-yard line. Jeff
Good run.
really had a strong game on the ground in the second half particularly. Looking good.
That is their 18th first down. They've really got it going now after a slow first quarter.
They do.
I wouldn't want to play Blanchester in the playoffs. It's a nice team, and they actually have some size. They have a couple receivers that are 6'4". You can see why Sipple has 5 players with at least 13 catches. They're all
he spreads
athletic,
it around, yeah.
and he's a smart quarterback. Really a nice offense.
22 seconds left, third quarter. Sipple in the shotgun, drops straight back to pass. Pressure steps up, still looking to throw, but now he's keeping the ball, and he's brought down at about the 6-yard line, Jeff.
He's much faster on the perimeter than he looks in the pocket and trying to make something up the middle like we had earlier. Another athletic play. His receiver in the end zone that time fell down, so he had no choice.
Well, we've come to the end of the third quarter. It's Blanchester 21, East Clinton 0 at the end of 3 here at East Clinton High School. Time to talk about Collette Farms, Jeff.
Collette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms, Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. 1998 is when John Robert Excavating started. Jeff, try to use the deep, dark hallways of your mind. Who was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the 1998 Cincinnati Bengals season? Think hard, because the name, if you don't remember, will be a surprise to the audience.
Was that the former Steeler quarterback?
Yes.
O'Donnell, Neil O'Donnell?
O'Donnell.
Did I get it?
Yes, you got it right. Now, hardly anyone remembers that Neil O'Donnell was a Bengal. There's Sipple's pass into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Sipple to number 22. On the receiving end is Bryce Sipple, was it? Sipple to Sipple. Is that what we got? Brother to brother, relative to relative.
Young brother's a freshman, too. Very nice play for him.
Another gun by Braden Sipple for another touchdown pass. So point after attempt by Bandow is good. And now we're East Clinton trailing 28-0. But back to that story, a lot of people don't remember this. Neil O'Donnell was a Steeler his entire life. Matter of fact, led the Steelers to a Super Bowl loss, thank goodness, to the Dallas Cowboys. But the Bengals lost Boomer to the Monday Night Football booth, if you remember. He had that great year at the end of '97 where the Bengals looked like a juggernaut Super Bowl caliber team at the end, where they had 2 wins and he led them to 5-2 basically. One of the losses was that 49-44 game, so it wasn't like he wasn't clicking. Bobby Hoying on the other end of that one, if you remember.
I do.
The point being, Neil O'Donnell was signed to replace Boomer, took the money, big bonus, lasted 5 games and never to be seen again.
Sayonara to him.
But he took Mike Brown's money. Matter of fact, if you read and remember, a lot of people said Neil was never into it for the Bengals, but
Typical ex-Steeler.
I'm sure he made it to the bank.
Yeah, he got his check deposited.
He knew the way to the bank. Maybe not the end zone, but sure the bank. So there's a kick out of bounds by Blanchester. East Clinton takes over, down 28-0. Jeff, tell us about the sponsorship opportunities that are available at Campus Nation for the playoffs.
Again, as we go into this exciting next month, 6 to 8 weeks of potential playoff football, depending on how COVID may affect it, there are quite a few sponsorship opportunities on our sponsoring station here, campusnation.com. If you would like, if you're one of the great American businessmen out there listening to this, and if you want to be a sponsor of the high school football games going into the playoffs, contact Rick Phillips starting Monday at 937-527-6674. That's 937-527-6674.
Just like Sam's Meats, just like Tin Cap, just like Collette Farms, and just like John Roberts Excavating, our fine sponsors of CampusNation.com, on the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, not the imposter. It's theCampusNation.com. Hand off to Peacock on first down, and they are just not getting anything on the ground, Jeff.
Freshman Peacock is probably going to be pretty sore tomorrow. His longest gain is 3 yards, and it appears he's got 10 carries for a net of 4 right now.
Yeah, not great numbers.
Hope he keeps his head up. He's got quite a future here at East
Yeah,
Clinton.
when you're the feature back as a freshman, that's nothing to be ashamed of, even though you're having a tough run of it. You got a long way to go in your career. One game does not a career make. So Smith on second down, trailing 28-0, steps back in a nice completion. There goes number 14. Trenton Guerin, the senior, on the other end of the reception. A completion. People up here are saying it's Trenton Guerin's birthday, so why not get a nice catch and run on your birthday, Jeff?
Very well run pattern, just a little in cut at about 10, 15 yards. I think the defender slipped a little bit, and the young man took it downfield.
If that's true, October 2, his birthday, what a nice present. Nice catch and run after catch. See if he can get a touchdown on his birthday, Jeff. He's out left.
Be nice to see that.
Good present for yourself. There's Smith on the keeper, breaks through and is tackled inside the 20. So East Clinton not done yet. Trailing 28-0 is threatening to score here late in the ball game. It's fourth quarter, 10:32 left and counting. 28-0. Blanchester leading East Clinton comfortably, but East Clinton driving for a score to put a dent in the scoreboard at least.
Try to get a little momentum going for the playoff game up at Madison Plains next week. Let's see if they can push it in.
2nd and 4, East Clinton. Fake handoff and a throw. Caught by number 23 is Isaiah Conger. He's knocked out of bounds. And East Clinton now on the drive, Jeff. Looks like they're threatening to score.
A nice pass there. When Jared has the time and there's enough time for the receivers also to get into their patterns, he does throw a nice ball.
So first and goal, East Clinton Astros at about the 6-yard line. They need a touchdown here, Jeff, to stay in the game. Smith fakes to Peacock and is rolling to his right. Has got some room. He's inside the 2, inside the 1, and a touchdown. Jeff, nice run, Jared Smith.
You're not going to see a nicer run by anybody.
What an effort by Smith. Flushed out and got it to the goal line for the touchdown.
Yeah, you teach kids and they get outside and it appears there may be somebody with an angle on them. Go right for the cone. Dive for it, because if you just touch the thing, it's a touchdown.
And it was beautifully done by Jared Smith, the junior quarterback of East Clinton, getting a touchdown to get East Clinton on the board for the first time. And there's Philip Davis out for the point after. Trailing 28-6, trying to tack on one. Jared Smith does about everything for East Clinton, and he's the holder on the kick. Tough snap, but he did get it down, and it is no good. Tough snap, Jeff.
Jared did a very good job getting the ball
Getting it down, but when you disrupt the rhythm with a bad snap, that often is the case.
Philip actually did a good job getting his foot through it, that unlike the first week of the season, Randy Bullock just pulled it a little bit because the timing was off.
Tell us about Sam's Meats.
Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street, and support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats is fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Sam's is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games just like these. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glass full. They'll see you Saturdays for live music, trivia Thursdays. Tin Cap, located 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington. Another sponsor of CampusNation.com. There's the onside kick attempt.
You should touch it. There you go.
Which they do.
It was a onside attempt that went less than 1 yard.
Well, you know, it is high school, Jeff. Philip Davis misstepping on the onside kick.
Correct.
It's tough to execute.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to imply anything. It's just I'm not sure I've ever seen one quite like that. But he's been playing defense. It's looking slicker out there. The condensation in the air, I'm sure, is having an effect on the field. And I'm sure they just don't get a chance to practice it too often.
You said he should touch it. Explain that to the fans.
Well, if the offense or the kicking team just stands around and looks at it, you're going to have the receiving team, somebody, if they're smart, is going to zip up there while everybody's looking at the ball, pick it up and score.
Right, and plus if they muff it, don't they get it back anyway or no, because it didn't go 10 yards?
No, I'm not sure about that, but you may be right about that. I have to look that up.
So back to pass, and what another gorgeous ball by Braden Sipple. It's incomplete, but the throw, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Just to bring you up to date on Braden, he's 18 for 35. I've got him for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
And he's just a hair short of on the 3 or 4 long balls of having 5 or 6 touchdown passes in about a 400-yard game.
I've seen 35 passes that have been beautifully thrown off the kid's arm, come out of his hand spinning beautifully. I can't remember one ball that I would say fluttered or looked like it was poorly thrown. All 35 lasers. So it's a keeper this time. And I tell you what, he's got some spry to him too, Jeff.
And he's extremely good with the ball handling, the faking.
Yes.
That time, they faked a fullback trap to the left. The right guard pulled left. The running back had the ball put in his stomach by Braden, and he went left, and it was just yanked and kept for a nice 8-yard gain. Is he down?
I think it's him that's down, Jeff. I really do think it is. He's not gotten up from that hit. His teammates are all kneeling down. I think it was Braden Sipple. Well, all the coaching staff and the medical people are with him. I hope he's not hurt seriously because it's a...
Are we sure it's
Yes,
Braden?
I believe so. He's a good-looking quarterback.
I'm concerned. Yeah, they're doing the tests for the knee. The first couple tests you do when you fear it's a knee.
Well, let's see.
He doesn't seem to be in too much pain,
Well,
though, which is good.
we'll let the medical people deal with it, and he is up. And he is walking gingerly off the field.
It's his right knee.
I'm not sure how serious it is or isn't. If we get a word, we'll pass it along, of course, but he is coming out of the game.
Well, you've got a bye next week in the playoffs.
Oh, I hope he's not hurt bad because that's a good-looking quarterback.
That young
folks.
man would be sitting the rest of the game if it were me. Let's see
Yeah.
what happens.
I mean, they're ahead 28-6.
See if his brother comes in at quarterback.
9:37 left.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Well, how about that? Number 22 is Bryce Sipple. How interesting. So the senior
Freshman. He's going. I'm
Senior-
sure he'll be taking controls next
senior
year.
Braden goes out, and the freshman Bryce comes in. I mean, we don't know for sure they're related. We don't have an exact thing. But if I were a guessing person, which I'm going to take a guess, I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess brothers.
They both carry themselves like
They carry-
quarterbacks. I know that's not a very
Right, they-
descriptive.
Similar first names, so I'm going to guess brothers. They kind of have that same kind of swagger.
They just look like quarterbacks.
Yes, they do.
Don't know how to describe it any different.
There's a fumbled snap, and looks like East Clinton's got it, Jeff.
That's the example of you shouldn't pick up the football. You should just follow it. That was a muffed play-action fake, and I think he tried to pick it up instead of just following on it, and one of the East Clinton defenders just dove in there and picked it up like a hungry dog after a bone.
And it's Jeff Zimmerman on the recovery for East Clinton with 8:36 to go. So if East Clinton's going to cut into the lead, this is the time to do it, Jeff. Down 28-6.
Still have a chance.
You still got time to get a score and make this a 2-score game. I see Braden Sipple walking around on the Blanchester sideline. Just got an update from the other side of the network. It is Clinton Massey opening it up now on Wilmington. Clinton Massey 42, Wilmington 21. So a game that was closer than that has now looked like it's opened up by Clinton Massey Falcons, doubling the score now at 42-21 over Wilmington.
My guess is the Massey players may have been requested to play a little better by their staff.
Would you please play better, kids? If that worked, you'd have every team 10-0, Jeff. All you got to do is ask them to play better, huh?
Well, there may have been a little bit of emphasis put on
Please
it.
play better. And they do, and they're up 42-21.
Just like plays, when you draw them out, they always work.
8:05 to go, fourth quarter. Blanchester 28, East Clinton 6. It's 2nd and 13. East Clinton needs points on this drive, Jeff. Smith with plenty of time and
Beautiful
guns
ball.
it across the middle. It's caught by number 13, Landon Runyon. Good looking throw, good looking run after the catch. And East Clinton converts a big first down to the 32-yard line. Clock running, 7:40 and counting, Jeff.
Slot receiver went to the post, short post. Nicely thrown ball, nice run. They're still in the game.
Smith fakes the handoff and throws down the field, and that might go for a touchdown, and it is caught for a touchdown. Is it caught? Yes, it is caught. It looked like it was going for a touchdown and then bobbled. Jared Smith to Landon Runyon. Touchdown pass, Jared Smith, Landon Runyon, 32-yard strike. And East Clinton is cut into the lead, Jeff.
This is the same East Clinton team we've seen 2-3 times this year. They do not quit.
They never quit.
And I'm going to tell you, the numbers aren't going to be nearly the same, but Jared Smith, as far as heart goes, he's got as much heart as any quarterback you'll see playing in high school football.
So they're going for 2 now. They missed the point after on the kick last time, so this time going for 2. Peacock into the formation late. And what do we have? We're going to have an encroachment against Blanchester that will move it half the distance.
You get this in, start to sweat a little bit over on the other side of the field.
Would that change the play call, Jeff, based
Yes.
on the yardage?
Yes. I think you have a whole lot more options now than you did before, even though it's 1.5 yards. You're going to spread them out. My guess is you're going to see a fake to a running back, and Jared's going to do something with the ball. I don't think he'll pass it. Let's see if he runs it and where it goes.
So it's clock stopped at 7:17 for the 2-point conversion try. Smith is under center this time, and he runs it through on the keeper, and I don't know if he made it, and did they spot it? And yes, they
Got
did.
it.
They did spot it in, Jeff. Looked like he was stacked up, but a good second and third and fourth effort gets the 2-pointer.
Well, that play is close to my heart. We've talked about that on our broadcast before, where you're close. Why not just put the quarterback under center and run a play?
Yes.
And you just go on you don't even call a cadence. You just go up there, get the lineman set. The quarterback raises up a little bit with his hand. That tells the center, snap him the ball, and you just go.
And
I think that's what happened there.
We've called for that for weeks, and of course that's what they finally do. So now we're 28 for Blanchester, 14 for East Clinton. It's now getting to be a ball game, Jeff.
Well, I've got Jared Smith now, 6 for 18 for 163 yards through the air. Landon Runyon that time on that drive had 62 of the yards with 2 catches himself.
Yes.
They're hanging in there just like they always do.
Now it'll be interesting to see if Braden Sipple comes back in. He did. I've seen him walking around under his own power. Doesn't look seriously injured. Your question is a good one. Do you bring him in this situation to wrap up this one, or do you sit him for playoffs?
Let's see what happens on
There's
this
the
kick.
onside kick again,
Oh,
and the
what?
ball's rolling, and Blanchester did not react.
I don't know who's got it.
think we're going to get East Clinton with the recovery.
I think both teams have not had an opportunity to really work on onside kicks, and that's something that you typically do at the end of practice almost as an afterthought when you run out of a lot of times when you run out of time, you just can't do it. That time, the ball was bouncing slowly, and one of the up people for Blanchester just let it go by. It wasn't.
If you saw the NFL finish of the Atlanta Falcons-Dallas Cowboy game last week, 2 weeks ago, that was the exact finish. That Atlanta did not know to jump on the ball. They just watched it roll. That's what Blanchester looked like they did, and East Clinton gets it. Well done by the Astros. So they retain possession. First down pass, gorgeous throw. What a beautiful throw. Jared Smith to Branson Smith inside the 30, 29-yard line. Clock running at stopped after the first down at 7:10.
This is a time, Tony, I'd almost use a timeout like in basketball if I were the Blanchester coaches. Just get them a little calmed down. This is a big possession. You've got to have them on their game now.
Well, we can hear the energy of the crowd is definitely shifted toward the East Clinton Astros. Smith is hot and throws down the middle. Caught again. 13, Landon Runyon with the catch. A gun by Jared Smith to Landon Runyon. Another first down for East Clinton. The crowd loves it. And you're right, you called that.
What?
Another Tony Romo, Jeff Merklin special. Blanchester calls a timeout, Jeff.
Right call.
Just in time for Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, digital tools, Collette Farms helps farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on Collette Farms to be there through the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. You did call it right, Jeff. A timeout to settle it down. East Clinton on the 16-yard line, threatening to score again. Smith's hot. Fake handoff and throws.
He's
and
there.
It's going to be caught by Branson Smith again. I tell you, it's interesting. Jared is really hot right now. He is hot.
Hot hand, time,
Yes.
momentum in this sport. We've talked about it before.
Changes.
Almost on a dime sometimes. I mean, it's not basketball, of course, but momentum is an important part of sports no matter what you're playing.
No question.
I'm really impressed with Coach Steve Olds.
Yes, kept them in the game.
Trying to build a program down here. They've been down most of the last 20 years.
Hey, they're right here to go in for a big touchdown. Jared Smith on the keeper. Inside the 10. You got to take it. You got to get a touchdown here, obviously.
Yeah, field goal does you no good.
No,
and
forget that.
you had a bad snap on the last PAT anyway.
Forget field goals.
Well, if it were me, the ball's in Jared Smith's hands on the outside, whether it's a direct sprint or a play action, and let him read the defense.
The line marker says third down, but the score, yeah, now they fixed the scoreboard. So it is 3rd and 3 from about the 10. There's a pass out to the flat, complete to number 23. That's Isaiah Conger. Do we have a first down?
That's going to be close.
It's going to be real close.
4th and 1.
They mark it just short.
Really a good tackle by Blanchester that time. I didn't catch the number of the defender.
And now you talk about ball game. Biggest play of the game here, Jeff. 4th and 1 for East Clinton. Got to score here. Got to convert a first down at least. And Smith is in the shotgun on 4th and 1. Handoff, no, he kept it, and it's a tough throw, and it is picked off by Conover. Colt Conover with a pick. Tough break for East Clinton, Jeff.
Tony, that's a version of the same play we saw here several weeks ago. They had a play-action pass with Jaden rolling out to his left and then trying to hit a receiver doing a post or a slant, going back into the middle of the field. And from that situation, Jared's got to get his body completely turned, almost, let's say, 270 degrees, so you can get the right angle to throw. Didn't quite get turned around. The ball was not as fast, not as hard as the last 10, 12 balls have been. And it was a nice play to come in and pick it off.
Colt Conover's had a great game, especially defensively. So it looks like it's hard to tell from here. I think, which Sipple is that?
It's the younger.
Yep, he's still in the game, Jeff. So it's still number 22 at quarterback, Bryce Sipple, the freshman.
In my view, there's no way that Braden would have come back in the game. He just was walking a little too gingerly for my tastes, and you've got 2 weeks. He can recover until your next game. Not worth the effort. He may have come in had they scored there, and it made it 28-21.
I agree. With 28-21, I think it's Braden's finish, but instead it's turned over to Bryce Sipple. Letting the clock run down. That's your friend at this point, Jeff, with 4:18 to go. Beautifully executed by Blanchester, letting the clock run. Handoff into the line again for number 21, Gage Houston.
I would say East Clinton may use a timeout here if they're thinking about it. You want to try to preserve the clock.
And they did. I'll tell you, had they scored there, we would have had a whole different situation. So talk to me about John Roberts Excavating.
John Roberts Excavating is located in Wilmington, and it's a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Roberts Excavating on Facebook or call them at 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
What about the sponsorship opportunities for the playoffs, Jeff?
Remind everybody here in southwestern Ohio, if you're a businessman and listening in, get in on the playoff action. Call Rick Phillips starting Monday at 937-527-6674, 937-527-6674, and lock up a sponsorship for the playoffs.
Yeah, let's get some businesses fired up for the playoffs here in the great state of Ohio as we come into playoff season a little earlier this year, but should be interesting.
It's a big play, Tony. Oh.
On 3rd and 11, the East Clinton defense jumps. Excuse me, it wasn't 3rd and 11.
It's 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, and now we're at 3rd and about 1.
Smart move by Blanchester to go with a hard count. And you've got to look at the ball in that situation if you're the defensive line.
Yeah, you don't jump until you see the ball snapped.
It's a major mental error.
They did.
Well, it's still a big play. You hold them here, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
You got time.
You still have time.
There's a handoff to who else? Gage Houston again, Jeff. Carries the Blanchester team to another first down.
Well, that's going to make it difficult, if not impossible, just from a timing standpoint for East Clinton. They're going to need Blanchester to put the ball on the ground again and come up with it. Been a very enjoyable game, though. Once again, I've really been impressed by the quality of football that all the teams we've seen this season have put out there given the unusual circumstances. Great coaching in high school in the state of Ohio.
So clock running, 3:15 to go. Do we have another penalty? I think they jumped again,
Yes.
Jeff. Well, that's just a sign of their defense wants to create a turnover or some kind of negative play to keep their team in the game. And basically what's happening is it's going the other way.
You got to take your hats off to Blanchester's strategy here, though. They've got a freshman quarterback in the game. They nearly had their 28-point lead cut to 21.
Right.
You've already had a turnover by the young freshman. So what can you do? One of the things you can do is go to a hard count and try to gain yards that way.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the poise of their offense at this point. And now
take a timeout if you're not sure.
Yep, which remember, they're running this thing here at the end with a freshman quarterback, Bryce Sipple, which you're trying to run out the clock leading on the road, your last regular season game. Your star quarterback, your senior, goes out with an injury. Doesn't look serious because I've seen him walking around on the sideline and he looks like he's probably okay. But turns it over to the freshman, and we're going to guess it's his younger brother. And we get confirmation from the All-Star Hall of Fame spotting crew at East Clinton that it is his younger brother. So quarterback runs in that family.
I wonder if the dad was a quarterback.
Right.
These kids are certainly
Manning.
Yeah, they certainly carry themselves for that position.
You hear that this Cooper Manning, who's the oldest brother, Archie's oldest son, they say his kid is the best of them all.
Well, he started as a freshman last year and put up mind-blowing numbers.
Well, I guess if you're going to be a quarterback, I guess starting off with the name Manning
Doesn't
is
hurt.
not too bad a start.
You've got a lot of in-house training and genetics going your way.
Can you imagine that? You got basically some of the smartest quarterback minds in the history of the game, plus genes that are flowing through you. What else? What else do you need? What's the kid's first name? Do you remember offhand?
What is the
dad's name is Cooper or Cupper. I think they call him
Cooper.
Cupper.
Cupper?
Yeah, it's spelled Cooper, but I think pronounced Cupper.
The kid's name actually goes by Arch.
Is that right?
Yes. I don't know if his first name is Archie, but they call him Arch.
I don't think Archie's first name is Archie. Is it?
You may be right.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
it is.
Just to let you know, Tony, on that last carry, I believe Gage Houston has now gone over 100 yards.
What a great game he's had.
He only had 19 at halftime. That's a heck of a second half.
Minute 34 and counting. It's going to be a hard comeback now for East Clinton. They needed to score on the drive before, had the fourth down. Turnover inside the shadows of the Blanchester goalpost. So this drive is a run out the clock drive, and it's a handoff into the line again. Who else? Number 21, Gage Houston. You say he's up over 100, Jeff?
I've got him at about 101, 102 now. And it's certainly unofficial, but it certainly shows as well that he's had a wonderful second half.
So East Clinton stops the clock, 57 seconds to go. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio, 1209 West Locust Street, to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals in their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Sam's Meats. So we're going to have one more snap, which carries the clock down inside 15 seconds. The players are mingling around at midfield. giving the congratulations and the hugs.
And I want to mention Jared Smith again, Tony. He ends up 10 for 23 for 163 yards and a touchdown. Very good second half by that young man. Very impressed with him.
So the clock runs out here at East Clinton High School, the Field of Dreams. Final score here is 28-14. Blanchester over East Clinton. Jeff, tell us about some of our other sponsors, especially Tin Cap.
Tony, Tin Cap's more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large televisions for big games like these, the largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. Tin Cap's located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington.
Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. Jeff, what do you think about tonight's game, Blanchester versus East Clinton?
Well, it started 0-0 through the first quarter. Blanchester had a hard time getting their offense in gear, but as the first half wore on, Blanchester asserted their dominance, had a couple really nice drives for touchdowns and one nice drive that didn't end in a touchdown. And I thought East Clinton was done, frankly, coming into the second half. Really, even through the third quarter, I think they got a touchdown maybe late in the third quarter, but they sure turned it around that fourth quarter and made it a game.
John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized in experience in general excavation, sewer, storm grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. We thank John Roberts Excavating. Look them up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. Now, Jeff, next week we're headed into playoffs. So let's talk a little bit about what we have coming up and what you could be involved in if you're a local business in dealing with Campus Nation.
Once again, if you're a local entrepreneur and you want to get your business's name out there to at least several thousand people, the station has really had some high numbers in the ratings, so to speak. But if you want to be a part of that, the Campus Nation broadcasts of the upcoming playoff games, they're streamed, may not be live, but certainly the next day. And what you want to do is contact Rick Phillips. That's Rick Phillips, starting Monday at 937-527-6674.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what we just did and what's coming up. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of CampusNation.com, 106.9 WZAA, the sister station out of Jeffersonville here at East Clinton High School. If you want to log on to watch the games as many times as you want, check out the CampusNation.com website or the YouTube channel of Campus Nation for a replay and replay and replay of the Blanchester East Clinton game tonight. Now, next week, what we hear, we're not sure if it's going to be live quite yet, but it's going to be on at some point. It'll be Marietta at Wilmington on Friday night, and then on Saturday, East Clinton at Madison Plains. So stay close to the website for those games. There'll be more announcements as the week goes on as to the broadcasts of those games. We'll probably be there at those sites if they're running, which we think they are, so stay tuned for that. The wrap-up of all the people who helped us out tonight, as always, Joe Holdren with the cowboy hat and his autographed Tracy or Tammy Bird.
You've got me.
I still don't know either name. Tracy Bird.
I know Willie Nelson. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know Tracy Bird. I'm not a big country fan. Joe Holdren loves her because he's got his hat signed by her. Dean Thompson was the end zone cameraman, did a great job in the end zone. Sidney Phillips, in charge of the board, ran the electricity. Jeff Merklin, another great job as the color commentator, analyst, expert, gave you all his calls and analysis of the fine action here. I'm Tony Mancuso signing off from the East Clinton High School Field of Dreams, where your final score was Blanchester Wildcats 28, East Clinton Astros 14. We'll see you next time on CampusNation.com.